Well, trust me, he did a lot of cameos in a lot of his films. All right, folks, now we're getting ready to cross over into the back lot where the world is literally just right around the corner, but nothing is quite what it appears to be. We're going to take you through our Metropolitan sets, our brand new, spanking new, rebuilt Metropolitan sets. On June 1st, 2008, these historic 4 acres of our back lot were burned down in a devastating fire. And we knew all along that these sets must be rebuilt, and our design process began immediately. You can check out the monitors for a little time-lapse footage of our sets being rebuilt. Right now we are on New York Street. Several things filmed here on New York Street: The Changeling, Spider-Man 2, several television shows, Ghost Whisperer. Now coming up on a little side street on your left-hand side, we call that Brownstone Street. You might recognize it as the neighborhood where Jim Carrey lived in Bruce Almighty.
Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good.
Also coming up on your left, another little side street. That is known as Courthouse Square. Most famous for the Back to the Future trilogy, but we've also filmed several classic movies right over there. Saw the Metro sets here before the fire, you'll notice something a little different. The buildings are a lot taller. They're actually 5 stories high now, which gives the camera the illusion that these buildings are as tall as the ones in New York City. See, we even have our very own Macy's right over there on the right-hand side. Now these buildings here may look like they're made out of brick or stone, but they're not. They're actually made out of very lightweight materials like foam rubber and fiberglass. Well, they're not even really complete structures. They're simply the fronts and sides of a building, or what we call facades. You see, we only build what the camera needs to see, and then we reuse the same sets over and over again, simply by changing their appearance slightly, so hopefully you won't recognize them from one production to the next. Now as we drive past, you can see some of the back of our facades, and you'll notice that they're actually covered with brick. Some of them are covered with sheet metal. Now the reason we cover up the back of our facades is so not to spoil the illusion of these being complete structures. And what would spoil that illusion would be the sunlight streaming through the back and popping out the front windows. So we just put a little brick or corrugated metal up on the back there, and that way you would never know that these were just facades. They are not complete buildings. It's a great example of a facade right there. On the other side is a backdrop. It can be used many different ways. It can be painted. Right now it's painted with town